Happy spring, garden friends. I got a plant delivery today. It's April 23rd, 2024. And so it's just in the beginning of the garden season. And I received a shipment of, there are 4 plants in here. They are American cranberry plants. I live at the Jersey Shore. That's where my gardens are. And we have fairly acidic and very sandy soil here on my property, which is perfect for the American cranberry. Now, full disclosure, I have tried to grow them before and they did not do well in the positions that I had them. I think it was because of the moisture levels in my soil, and I wasn't super careful about my placement. And though they don't need to be flooded all the time, that's a misconception with cranberries. People think that they survive and thrive underwater because they're grown in bog situations. But the bog is only filled with water completely during the harvesting process, because the ripe cranberries are buoyant and they'll float. And so it makes them easier to harvest that way. So the bogs are flooded out. But during the growing season, they do like wet soil, but not flooded soil at all times. So that is not a requirement. They do like sunny conditions, and they do like acidic soil. Here I have some organic fertilizer, so I'm going to use that when I plant them. And I do intend to plant one near my, there are 4 plants here, so I'm going to spread them around and hedge my bets and see which ones like where I put them, and which ones maybe make it or don't make it. But I do want to put one in the rain garden and one by my blueberries, and maybe one on the other side of the yard near another downspout. Let me show you my thoughts. Here is my front path. The Virginia bluebells are blooming now. Aren't they lovely? I just found out today from a creator that these are edible as vegetables. You can pick the stalks and saute them and eat them in a couple of different ways, actually. So that's fun, and I did not know that before. This is the rain garden. Now, earlier this spring, before everything started leafing out, I did a project. I did a thing. I had my downspout pouring over this walkway, and all the water that came off of the downspout would just run into the rain garden. And that worked out well. The rain garden would fill. It has sufficient drainage, and everything worked out okay, except in the winter when this sidewalk would become a treacherous and slippery mess. So before everything leafed out, but after the ground was no longer frozen, and it's rarely frozen completely because it's so sandy, I dug a trench here and piped this downspout underneath the walkway and installed this little pop-up. And I drilled some holes underneath the pipe, and because we have so much sand, it's really draining beautifully when there's a rain event. Water, even if the pop-up isn't popping up, the water is coming through appropriately and filling up this rain garden just as I intended it to. So I'm really happy with the way that's working out. There are already native plants coming up in this rain garden right now. This is Solomon seal coming up, and I had quite a lot of that right in front of where that downspout pop-up is, and I was concerned that I wasn't going to get a lot of it coming back because I had to dig that trench and create a lot of disturbance here. But gosh, I have a ton of Solomon seal in this rain garden, so I'm really happy that I didn't have to disturb very much of it. And even what I did disturb, I just kind of transplanted it around the yard because I love Solomon seal, and so do hummingbirds. Because you can see here, there are these little droplet kind of buds coming off of those plants, and they bloom, and hummingbirds just love them. They kind of hang out around the rain garden drinking from them all day. There are also some turtle heads, pink turtle heads back there behind that, that's those plants coming up. And that's an aster there. And then also this is a Maxima rudbeckia. So that is a really happy plant, and it comes back each year. This is a pear tree with 2 different varieties of pears. And it has already bloomed and it's setting fruit. So let's see if you can see some of that. You can see the little baby fruit on there. Very exciting. And then just underneath it, there is a Chicago hardy fig. And I did not wrap it for the winter, and I am in New Jersey, and it's leafing out beautifully all the way to the ends of the branches with no dieback. So that seems to be very happy in the rain garden. So right next to it here, where there's a couple of strawberry plants, I'm going to tuck in some of the cranberry plants here and see how they do. Maybe 2 of them we'll put in the rain garden. One on this side, one on the other side. The other side might do better because it's sunnier there. And then we're going to turn around and look at this side of the front yard. This is the north side of the yard. And I have a downspout here as well. And that water kind of drains into this area, which is really terrific because we have a blueberry here, and the blueberry is in full bloom. There's bees all over it right now, and because this blueberry does so well here, I am going to assume that the soil is sandy enough, it is sandy, but acidic enough to have the conditions that blueberries enjoy, which are also the same conditions that cranberries enjoy. So I think that I'm going to put a couple of cranberries around here. Right under there looks like a good spot with enough space to create a ground cover, which is what I hope that they do. And I just also wanted to point out that the pawpaw trees are blooming right now. It's kind of hard to see these pawpaw flowers, but they're really cool. And here's one that's opened a lot more. And I think we're going to get quite a lot of pawpaws this year. All 3 of the trees are blooming. There's one, there's another, and there is the 3rd. And they get fairly large. And these are native fruit trees that don't really suffer from pest problems, and they gave me a lot of fruit last year, and I expect them to do well this year as well. Wish me luck with my cranberries, and I hope everyone has a wonderful garden season. Thanks so much. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and join me for all my garden updates.